What's up guys, it's Chadlantis with Asylum being this week's Trials of Osiris map on Destiny, and this is the rundown. This map has made me feel so claustrophobic, more so than any other map in the freaking video game. There are so many tight corridors and small rooms that grenades just spam into, a lot of low-hanging ceilings, and it's overall a really close quarters map that you're really going to have to be cautious and really on point with your grenade throws and shotgun movement. From my experience, the three most powerful subclasses on this map are Stormcallers, Voidwalkers, and Striker Titans in that order. Voidwalkers and Striker Titans have grenades that are perfect for the enclosed quarters indoors area for this map, and Stormcaller melee range is insanely good for the shotgun battles to give you an edge over the other shotgunners. Speaking of shotgunners, running 2 shotgunners and 1 sniper is typically the best combo for a team in my opinion for this map. Every time I ran as all shotgunners on this map, there's a lot of times that people will be just camping and sitting back and hard scoping with long range weapons to shut us down on the approach. Because of that, we're basically forced to take control of the top B capture area, which is also the objective for this map on Trials, and it forced us to camp out some rounds to try to get the victory. That was, of course, if we couldn't find a way of pushing on the other team. Especially because of this, running a Stormcaller with tier 5 intellect and electrostatic mind is by far the best option in my opinion for running Trials on this map, regardless of if you're doing carries or just running with a squad of your own. As always, it's a very good idea to learn callouts for this map. This map provides you general location ideas if you have no callout ideas for those locations yourself. Other alternatives that I typically use is I use Water Room instead of Atrium. Atrium is just a little bit awkward and hard to say in stressful situations, so I just go with Water Room or just say water. Instead of saying jungle, I usually just say tree. And I usually just say like C Street or A-sided street instead of parking or cafe respectively. Obviously, in the end, it doesn't really matter what your callout is as long as your team understands what you are saying. This map is elevated to 3 general locations. The highest level is at the B cap location. The second level is on street, jungle, parking, cafe, whatever you call this middle lane here. And the third level, which is the lowest, is down at Atrium or Water Room. The heavy ammos for this map are typically Bravo heavy is in the Atrium or Water Room. Alpha heavy is typically in the basement heavy area under the B cap locations. Both heavy locations are very easily grenadable, and the Atrium heavy is very prone to being sniped at. So if you're going for Atrium heavy, make sure you're not standing a snipe line. Be sure you scout out the area, send some people through Bravo, through C-Cap, and into the A side of the Atrium or Water Room. You don't want people standing out in the jungle street or at Atrium or even flanking to C-Cap to just snipe at you when you're trying to take that heavy. Because the Atrium heavy is so vulnerable, I typically don't even go for it myself. When I spawn Bravo, I always push either through the stairs area, which is becoming more riskier as I play the game more and more, or I'll go with a more safer route, which I like to do nowadays, which is push through the street, go over to Alpha Spawn, and try to take people on top of the A stairs, or nade through like a wombo combo or something into the A heavy. And by A heavy, I obviously mean the basement heavy. If I'm spawning Alpha, I will typically either just play heavy myself, or I'll push over to the C-Cap and throw out nades and gun people down trying to grab the Atrium heavy, because typically they'll be seen through this little pillar, between the pillar and wall, through the doorway, around this location at C-Cap. I especially love playing a Night Stalker on this map because I run straight over C-Cap and wombo the Atrium heavy with my smoke and grenade. I almost always am successful in killing out everybody trying to get the heavy ammo. I'm typically a shotgunner, so I don't sit there and snipe at the heavy, but that's also a really amazing and very effective opportunity for you. The general strategies for this map has notoriously been everybody running up to the B locations and just throwing grenades through these doorways at each other and just hoping you do a better job at throwing grenades than the enemy does. And that is especially good for trip mines pre-4 nerf. Now it's not as effective, but still very good. Lightning grenades obviously are very good. Action bolts are amazing for this map. Scatter grenades through the doors when people try to rush you with shotguns. They always have to go through these doorways, so throwing scatter grenades as they push on you is a very effective strategy. Scatter grenades, of course, being for Voidwalkers. Teams that don't have a lot of shotguns and don't feel like dealing with the grenade spam and shotgun spam that is of the B cap location typically will either camp out their spawn and use these stairways as head glitches, and or they'll go towards the Water Room location and try to snipe from this location because it's a more wide open, spacious area. People typically don't stand around this parking area for Bravo Spawn Street, but a lot of people really love to stand on the A Spawn cafe area and hardscope from there. So watch for people standing around the cafe area with hardscopes and inside their alpha spawn, and watch out for hardscopers pushing towards the Water Room and just sitting around the Water Room. Remember, you have the objective if you push up to the B capture, so you have the advantage. They have to come to you. you. Just if you do that strategy, be sure you spread out, don't everybody clump up, and try your best to not be greedy and impatient. Do not peek the railings near the top of the B-cap area near your ticket booth. You will almost guarantee to be sniped at somebody just standing in the water and hard scoping up to the balcony. If you do choose to stick to the strategy of camping on the objective and forcing them to come to you, resolve and stick to your strategy. Make sure they come to you and you don't peek them first. Unless, of course, you're also sniping on a team, in which case you can try to get some head glitch hard scopes off. But overall, they'll typically have the advantage if they're standing in Atrium, because there's a lot more locations they can stand, whereas there's only 2 locations you can peek at them. Plus, the head glitch behind this Atrium special box, I call the water sign. The head glitch behind the water sign pedestal is insane. You can barely see their head behind here when they can shoot at you through the railings. Be careful of people shotgun rushing through the street, jumping up to the tree rumble area, and then jumping up through the railings to try to catch you off guard when you're pressuring in through the doorways. I definitely stress not being impatient. Always work with your team if you're pressuring. Watch out for the head glitches on these stairs for sure. And definitely watch out for the shotgunners, as I pointed out, jumping up through jungle, and also jumping up through the stairs from the ground floor. Those 2 locations of shotgun rushers typically are the 2 that catch people off guard the most. Probably the most effective strategy for this map, in my opinion, is pushing up faster than the other team can and take control of the top with using grenades better than the other team can and holding the top location for the capture point. If you notice that you're having a lot of difficulty with that, try those other 2 options of going up through the stairs from the lower location, or going up through the jungle or the tree area on the street and jumping up over the railings, and or pushing through street to surround the people and flank them from the stairs. Try to be creative with the angles if you can. Unfortunately, it's a very one-dimensional, or really kind of like a 3-dimensional map. There's kind of pushing through water and pushing through street, or pushing through the B locations of top or lower. Pretty much people can see exactly where you're coming from, because it's a small map. They know by your radar where you're coming from. So it's very important you're very good with your grenade placements, and always team shotting with the team, not pressuring too hard through one door with your team. Because obviously if you try to push through one door with your team, you'll be naded out very easily by the other team, especially with those freaking scatter grenades. A big issue a lot of people have on this map are dealing with people who are head glitching through these stairway areas and on top of these boxes near Bravo spawn. Probably the best strategy to deal with that is have 1 or 2 people up here at B-cap location on the top area near this wall right here. Typically not around the ticket booth area, because that is easily snipeable. And while you have the radar pressure of 1 or 2 people being up here on the top B area, you'll have 1 or 2 people pushing through the street at the same time and pressuring on the stairwell area. Coordinate with your teams. Even maybe count down a 3, 2, 1, go. And when the 1 to 2 people are pushing from parking up to the stairway, call out that they have their attention. Then the 1 to 2 people sitting up at B-cap will be pushing through this main door up top, and you'll just sandwich and pressure the people and kind of squeeze them out towards this grass area, and you'll typically win that fight. Just keep in mind how many shotgunners the other team has. If they only have 1 sniper, then kind of leave it to the 1 or 2 people pushing from parking to pressure out and kill the sniper first, and then you can deal with the 1 to 2 shotgunners inside the boxes room with like grenades or whatever. But if there are all snipers on the team, hallelujah, push all of them together and you'll pressure them right out. Try to bait out the grenades, which is why I suggest having 1 or 2 people on balcony at B-cap, because if you pressure near this doorway, not getting quite too close, but kind of like baiting the other team into thinking that you're going to push through it, then typically they'll throw grenades through the doorway, use it all up, and that's your window of opportunity before they get grenades back, is to push on them then, because they won't have grenades to suppress you off from pushing on them inside the room. Obviously, a big deal on this map is people who can use universal remote as well as a sniper rifle. People will just be hard scoping all the head glitches and sitting around with sniper rifles, and if you try to push on them and pinch them out like I suggested, they can use the universal remotes. So pay attention, keep in mind if they do switch to universal remotes, you might have to switch it up, but always remember, a team that uses universal remotes and sniper rifles have no medium range game, meaning you're just out of reach of their universal remote range to kill you, and you're also close enough to where it's going to be really hard for them to snipe you. Try to test that a little bit. Figure out what that medium range is that I'm referring to. It's kind of one of the things that you have to kind of just test out, and maybe I can get you guys a video soon that demonstrates what a medium range location is. But feel that out, sit in that medium range, use your primaries to beat up people uni sniping. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or praise, let me know in the comments below, or hit me up on Twitter at Chadlantis TV, or you hit me up on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Chadlantis, which is where I do trials, carries, reviewers Fridays through Mondays, and I'll obviously just play general PvP and Destiny and an assortment of other video games Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. My Trials Carry streams start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and go until about midnight Eastern Time, usually a little bit later than that. My Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday streams where I play general PvP and an assortment of other games on time to time start at 7 p.m. Eastern and go until also about midnight Eastern. I want to give a shout out to Orion the Titan for making this map and Planet Destiny for sharing this map. I retweeted this map out to my Twitter, so follow me there. You'll be able to get a reference to this map as well, or you can just pause this video and be able to study the map. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video, as well as other daily vlogs and other gaming content. Like this video if you really do like it. It always means a lot to me seeing that a like button was pressed. Until next time, citizens, thank you so much for being you, and thank you as always for watching.